babies! Welcome to the Dr. Beauty Podcast hosted by me, Dr. Anna Guanche. I'm so excited you're here. We plan to educate, inspire, and entertain you. This podcast is not just about beauty. It's about lifestyle, inspiration, life hacks, and of course, beauty. I'm here with none other than Brittany Spears. No, I'm just kidding.
Brittany Spears. Hey, that's what's up. That's it, guys. Baby, one more time.
Babies, I'm here with none other than Brittany Furlan.
And
Neena the Weena. Oh my gosh. Wow. Neena is the star of this show.
She's my emotional support animal, obviously, because I need a lot of that. And so I went through like so many hoops to like bring her to like my psychiatrist and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, yeah, like she's calm. They have to see that they're calm and like can chill and all this stuff. You can bring them places, and then signed off on it. And then I go to travel on the plane, and I was traveled with her for years. Now all of a sudden, because people abused it so much, they don't do any more emotional support. So unless you are like you have a physical disability or you need an actual service, like the dog has to bring you medicine,
like a
or
seeing
whatever,
eye dog,
right?
or something. They
don't care. And I'm like, what if I'm fucking crazy and this dog is the only thing that makes me calm? And they're like, doesn't matter. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It's so weird. That's another thing that I hate. It's like if your illness doesn't show, then it's not a real illness, which is like so bothersome to me. You know what I mean?
It is frustrating on both sides. Like the person who's around someone who has mental illness and the person who has it.
Yes.
Both don't have something that you can quantify, that you can see, that you can predict. And so what happens is the person who, in the life of someone who's mentally ill, takes everything personally and takes it as if you are full with your faculties. When sometimes you're a little off and you say something and it wasn't meant to be taken that way, but there's no crystal ball to say, oh, that was a comment that I wasn't supposed to take personally because it was an off moment. Maybe sometimes they can if they get to know you. But then the other part of it is when the person's suffering from any kind of emotional or mental illness or whatever, that other people don't receive them well and they get constant weird or negative or whatever feedback, and they don't have as much control over what they're saying or doing as they wish they did, maybe. And so it's like this whole,
it's really
this whole tricky thing.
It's hard when you don't have one. And my husband is which is crazy because he's a psycho, but he's like done every drug in the world, but he's very normal. He doesn't have anxiety. He doesn't have depression. He doesn't have emotional, like anything. He's just kind of like, all right, yeah, sick. Like that's like how he is. And I'm like an empath and I feel everything and I'm emotional and I have a really bad anxiety disorder where, I get overwhelmed by too much, whatever. And I have to take medicine to it so I don't freak out and CBD. And when I'm having an anxiety attack, like I have panic attacks, and when like I feel like I can't breathe, my heart rate goes to like 170, like I'm shaking, my teeth are chattering, and he's like, why don't you just calm down?
We just had this conversation.
Why don't you just calm down? I'm like, oh, fucking thanks, dude. Like, I didn't even think about that. Maybe I should just calm down. Like, really? Like, he doesn't get it. That it's like not under my control. It's just like because of what I've been through in my life, it just naturally happens that something will trigger me. I don't even know what it is. It could be a color. It could be something on a TV screen. All of a sudden, I'll start shaking and I'll be like, what the fuck? And I hate it. And he'll be like, I'll just calm down. And I'm like, really? Like, I don't think that.
Or, I have people in my life that have anxiety, and it took me forever to learn about it and to understand it. I don't really.
No, you drink like 7 cups of coffee a day, huh?
I do.
Jesus Christ.
I'm high strung. I would say I worry, but I don't have anxiety attacks. So when I'm around somebody like that, by the way, I'm not good at psych. I did psych rotations in med school, and it just did not go well. I just am not good at it. I'm not good at it.
Just calm down.
Pull yourself together. Just pull yourself together.
Like, just calm down. Stop talking to the voices.
Yeah, stop talking to the wall and stop banging your head. And that would be me.
Yeah.
And the people in the psych ward would be like, if that worked, they probably wouldn't be here.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so my thing though with the more common, which is like an epidemic now these days, is anxiety, is to tell people, really, if you look around, everything's okay. I mean, honestly, like, look around, everything's okay. And they're like, I hate your fucking guts.
No, I mean,
because everything is okay, but it's not okay inside of me. So it's like something you have to start to understand and be more empathic with, in the sense of what's going on inside of me is not what's going on inside of you. And I can't just say a few words and you're like, okay, I'm good.
I wish that someone who didn't have anxiety, who thinks it's just like, oh, you're just annoying and like, oh, anxiety. Like what? I wish they could feel it for 1 second, because the way my anxiety is it's like so physical, where my heart pounds so hard and so fast that you literally think you're going to die. And it even skips beats. Like I have like a little at-home EKG thing that like my anxiety is so physical. I sweat, I get hot, and I feel like I can't breathe. And like, it's like,
and it's not triggered by any specific things that.
It's a lot to do with, well, I'm an introvert, and so which is crazy because you wouldn't guess it, because I when I get in front of a camera or something, I'm very outgoing, but I'm secretly very shy. And so when I go out in public, or if I go anywhere really far from like home or like far from a hospital, like if I'm in the middle of nowhere, I get very triggered, because I'm like, what if something happens and I need to go to a hospital and there's no hospitals, you know? And it's very health related. It's because it's so physical, it became like health related. It became like, you know, it's called health anxiety, and like cardio something, where I'm constantly obsessing about my heartbeat. Like I feel it too much.
That's where you
think about it too much, because that's where I feel it the most. So it's weird. I've done EMDR therapy that helped a lot, and the CBD helps a lot. But
and Neena,
you hear another doggy in the hallway, huh?
Is there one?
I heard a leash or something. And so, you know, that stuff was all helped. But I don't think the thing that people understand is that like you know, it doesn't just go away. Okay, so you can get better. Right? You can get better in terms of living your life and not being a prisoner to your mental illness. But people don't understand that you're not just going to wake up one day and go, I'm great forever. Like it's going to be good for a while. And then you're going to have a slip up. You know, I'll go months without a panic attack and I'll be like, I'm cured. And then out of nowhere, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll wake up and be, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? You know, but it doesn't mean that, you know, they say healing isn't linear. It's just, it goes like this, and you just got to ride the wave and be grateful for the good days.
Yeah.
So I am.
And you say it's not curable, it's treatable.
It's treatable.
It's treatable.
Exactly.
And you try to manage it, but it's not like, okay, today, that's it. You're never going to deal with this again.
Right.
So it's kind of, it's kind of hard to go
scary,
through
and
life
it's
not
gnarly.
knowing when it's going to pop up and when it's going to hit you.
You know, I look at people, you're like, not to have exposure or anything, but you're not like on any antidepressant. And I look at people like you and I'm like, how? How do you get up every day and you can get out of bed and you're not scared, or you're not nervous, or you're not shaking or whatever? Like it's so foreign to me.
I don't know. I guess I'm lucky.
You're so lucky.
I'm very lucky.
I'm so jealous.
I wake up, you know, I've had, you know, mental illness in the family, like from my mom's side. And so I know what it's like to have that uncertainty from one day to the next and not know. It's one thing not to know what's going to happen in the world, but what's going to happen inside of you every morning is like chef's surprise with her and everybody around her. So it was like, you know, you just don't know. It's very unsettling, and it is a gift to just sort of be like, okay, most days I'm going to be fine, and I'm going to wake up fine, and everything's going to be, I'm going to have a good outlook. And I didn't think about that until as I got a little bit older and realized that not everybody is like that, or the low energy thing. Like I have a lot of energy.
I know.
And I'm very blessed, and I don't take it for granted anymore. I used to just think that's the way it is. You wake up and you got a lot of energy, you do a billion things, and you go back to sleep, but again, it's like, you know, you're saying you can't really put that in perspective when you're on that train. You're like, but and then my husband's like, go to sleep. Nothing's happened to make you think like anything like that. Go to sleep. And you're like, okay. But I wanted to ask you about, how did you meet Tommy? Segueing into a totally different subject.
Of course. Yeah. I've talked about it before. There's this like celebrity dating app, which sounds so cheesy.
No.
Yes.
I think you told me
this. It's called Raya. It's still out there. I mean, there were huge people on there. And I'm not on there anymore, so I can expose. And there's like freaking Ben Affleck, John Mayer, like so many famous people were on there.
So it was a special dating app
so it was
for
like a
only
dating app
famous
that
people?
you had to be like vetted to get on it. And like, so I was single for a year and my husband was single for a year and his kids actually told him about it. And we're like, Dad, you got to get on this app like to get dating and meet people. And he was like, okay. And I had just signed up and he was one of the first people I matched with on there. And I was like, oh, Tommy Lee, like I haven't heard about him in a really long time. And I remember like, I went to his Instagram and his name on there was like Mr. Tommyland. And it like wasn't even like, I was like, it was like he had like 189,000 followers. And like, I was like, wow, it's like I would expect him to have so many more, you know, like from me knowing him, like growing up and like listening to his music and Motley Crüe and Methods of Mayhem. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then we just started talking and we started dating and we kind of just clicked right away. Like he's just so... I don't know how to say this. He's like really easy to get along with. Like I don't know why we're just like best friends. I mean, we have our own shit sometimes like everybody, but we're really for the most part, I'd say like 90% of the time, just best friends.
I love it.
And it's so rad. And I think if your relationship is like great most of the time, it's a great relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he really just is so, he's just a really like young spirit. Like he's older, way older than me, but he acts like way younger than me. So we get along really well.
I see some of that silliness in your
He's so
TikToks.
silly. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
I force him to be in them and stuff. It's kind of funny.
Hilarious. I love it. It's a great dynamic.
It's weird. Like, and I kind of like helped him with the social media thing. I like got him his name on Instagram. I like had his name fixed to just Tommy Lee, got him verified. And then like I started like tagging. I was with him and all of a sudden like now he's got like 1.2 million followers, which is kind of funny. Not like I'm saying it's all me, but like it was just kind of funny because I had like 2 million followers and he had 189 and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm Brittany Furlan, you're Tommy Lee, you should have way more. Like that's the thing I don't get about social media. It's kind of stupid because it's like I'll meet these people that have like 17 million followers and I've never heard of them before. And then someone like, I don't know, Ronnie Wood will have like fucking 287,000. He's a fucking Rolling Stone. You know what I mean? And you're like, what the fuck? Like it just doesn't make any sense to me.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. And then our practice sometimes does collaboration. So I have different products for, skincare, or if I want, to collaborate, and they would, most of the time I get approached actually for collabs. Some people want to come in and get a procedure done and then they'll talk about the practice or they'll talk about a product that I have, like Miracle Cream. But bottom line is they might have 5 million followers and we get no
sales.
Wow. None.
That's how you know it's fake.
Maybe 1 or 2.
That's how you know it's fake.
And then we'll have someone who has like 180,000 followers
and
there's
so
orders like piling in because they said something. Yeah.
And that's the difference. And that's how you tell, because there's this company in Dubai and I've never done it, but there's the people that I was on Vine with who now have like 15 million followers on Instagram and 11 million followers. They work with these people in Dubai that just inflate everything, their followers, their likes, their everything. And that's why like you've never heard of these people, or you have heard of them, but you haven't heard from them in a while. And they'll inflate all their stuff and then they'll get hired for movies. They'll get hired for brand deals and all this stuff because people think like, oh, they have all these followers, but it's not real. It's not real. It's so fake and it's like kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
It's really crazy. It's all bots. It's all robots.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, sometimes you can see the follower. You look at the follower and they're just like little invented accounts that don't have like a real person behind it.
The comments will have nothing to do with what's in the photo. Like they'll be like, oh, baby, you look so hot. And it's like a picture of a dog. And you're like, wait, what? Like, it's like, that doesn't make sense. So it's like so weird. But so true. A lot of them are like that. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have any real followers. Obviously, they have some real followers, but a lot of them have fake followers. And I know for a fact that they buy them, because they've been like, hey, let me know if you ever want to get in on it. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay $10,000 a month for a fake following, and that's how much they pay, because they balance it out to like, oh, I'm going to get brand deals for $100,000 here and there, so it works out. So I gotta, or get put in movies or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not willing to do that. I get the whole thing, invest in yourself, but not like fake.
Not that way.
You know what I mean? Like, don't be a fake. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say names. I could. But I
we want to hear the names.
I don't want to spill that much tea, girl. Okay? You got a nice carpet. I'm not spilling that much tea. Oh, I just spit all over your microphone.
Carpet. We left the carpet over there.
I can't name names. I can't. I'm sorry.
Poo. Okay, so here's my thing. Are you loving TikTok more than Instagram?
I love TikTok.
Is it not the best?
I'm addicted.
Me too.
You guys, what is wrong with me? I'm 35 and I fucking love it.
I fucking
love it. Are we okay?
It.
Or is it okay that we love it?
Are you okay?
I don't know. Are we? Is it fine that we love it? I think so.
All right?
I'm all right. Oh my God. See? You know what though? I feel
everything somebody says I can relate to in TikTok.
Are you all right?
I'm all right.
I know, me too. And I sing the songs and my husband's like, what's that from?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's
but
from
people used to do that with Vines.
I know they did.
My kids would do that and I didn't know what they were talking about. Now I do it back to them with TikTok.
Yeah, and they're
like, oh my God,
like,
that's
Mom,
enough.
Get out of here.
So how did you feel when they took Vine down? Were you kind of like
so relieved because
really?
I was tired. I'd made over 10,000 videos or something like that. And like it had done really well for me. Got me an agent, got me like exposed with acting and all that stuff. But I went through like a bunch of shit with it because, at the time when I first started in 2013, like, I was doing all these characters that were, so for instance, some of my characters were different ethnicities. And so I don't have a racist bone in my body, but woke culture started to come around in like 2015. And all these videos that everyone loved that I did in like 2013 started getting called out for being like racist.
Right.
Which is really hurtful to me because I don't have a racist bone in my body. I understand now and see where it came from. Like I get the perspective and how it could be hurtful. Like for instance, if I had like one of my characters was like a Hispanic guy and he was like, I'd had a mustache and like I'd wear like a sombrero and whatever, because I was like, oh, I wanted everyone to know he was like this funny Hispanic guy. But like people were like, that's a racist stereotype to have a Hispanic guy, with a mustache and a sombrero. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? But like in my head, I was like, okay, so if I was trying to be a unicorn, I would dress up as a unicorn and I'd have a horn and that kind of thing. And like, it was just like not all Hispanic people are like that. And like, so I realized later how hurtful it was to people, but it was like never in my intention to hurt anyone.
Right.
So it was like a blessing and a curse because it got me really popular. But then later down the line when like woke culture came, they were like, okay, this is problematic. This is problematic. This is problematic. And I got called out on a lot of shit that I was like, oh my God, I'm not even trying to hurt anyone's feelings, but I did. And so I've apologized for it like a million times, and which is totally fine. I don't have any problem doing that. Do it forever. But yeah, so it was like very like at a point when Vine started to end, I was actually a little bit relieved because I was like, wow, like I felt like hurt because I was only ever trying to make people laugh. Right. And then like people were like demonizing me and I was like, ugh.
No, I totally get it. I don't want anything
to do with this. Like I'm not a mean person. I don't have like a mean bone in my body. So like I'm out of here. You know what I mean? And I was an idiot with a lot of stuff that happened on Vine. I mean, there was a lot of controversy on Vine between Viners. Like, I mean, it got really controversial and it stopped being fun. It was just a lot of drama. It's like, why couldn't it just stayed fun? It just, everybody just got too involved and too intimate and there was too much drama, people sleeping with each other and it was weird. Yeah, like Viners were like, who had girlfriends were like sleeping with other Viners. Like I never got involved in that and I was just like, wow, this is so weird. It was like its own little like,
its own little world,
like the real world, but like freaking weird. It was just like so incestual in a way.
Do you know that guy? Like, do you feel like you're the same person on social media as you are in person?
I feel like I put on I don't know. I feel like I'm more engaging when I'm on social media, and in person, I'm really sleepy and tired.
Well, you're engaging to me. I've known you personally for a while now.
When I see you, when I'm around people, I feel like I'm engaging. But then like when I'm by myself, I literally just like lay in my bed and go to sleep. Like it's so weird. Like I have a very like on battery and then my battery turns off and then I go night night. Like it's like very, I don't know.
Well, I think it's interesting because I think all of us have a little bit of a persona on social media. Obviously, you're a million bazillion times more famous, but in my little following, there's like a thing that people start to expect of you, right? They see you and they're like even my friend, we were on a retreat and she's like, I don't see you like posing and taking pictures by the pool in your bikini. I don't see you doing that. Like, and I'm like, I'm with a group of girls. Like we're doing a weekend away. I don't really do that.
That's how they thought that you were going to be.
It may seem as though I would just drop on the floor and do a pose for I'm not saying I wouldn't. Hell, I would.
Dead.
But it's just not, like this is our time to be together and I don't want to stop everything so I can take a photo of myself. But maybe that's what it seems like I would do.
Yeah.
Because there are pictures like that on social media. So I wanted to ask you what projects you have coming up. Do you have some projects?
Oh, yeah. I just got
Tell
done shooting the new Machine Gun Kelly movie called Good Morning. I shot that like last month. So I'll be in that movie. I don't know when it's coming out, but probably like within a few months or maybe a year. Who knows? You never know how long they take to edit these things.
Did you get to meet Megan Fox?
I didn't get to. Oh, actually, I did get to meet her. I met her at the VMAs for like 2 seconds. Yeah, she's very beautiful.
Stunning.
Like, it's kind of crazy to me. Like, I mean, even with you, like, you've had, 2 kids? Mm-hmm. Look at you. You're like, how do you do it? Like, it's crazy. Like, I eat, like, a cronut and I'm, like, 500 pounds the next day. I literally, but I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, I have to be, like, eat 1 meal a day or else I'm, like, 500 pounds. It's, like, crazy to me. So, like, Megan Fox has had 3 children. And in person, she's literally the tiniest, wafiest, like, delicate. Like, it's mind-blowing.
I saw the pictures in the VMAs. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's, like, crazy. Like, so crazy. Not an ounce of cellulite.
But you're stunning. I'm sure you can afford to eat a cronut.
I mean, I have, I have a lot of heavy people in my family, so I have to be very, very careful.
You have to watch out.
That's the thing is, it's genes, I think, for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
For sure.
They can actually do a test now. My girlfriend had it done where if you have the obesity gene, they can test for it. And if you have it, it's like 50% harder to lose weight, 50% easier to gain weight. Like, your body just has certain genes. And like, so it's like, I get so upset for women because I feel like we see these girls and like, even me, I fall victim to it. I'm like, fuck, I always want to be, everyone wants to be skinnier. Everyone wants to be this and that. Yeah. And like, I do love that we're doing a lot more body positivity and stuff like that. And that makes me feel a lot better. But then you run into someone like that, you're like, fuck, like, you can't help it but be like, God damn it. Like, it's like just unfair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, God.
Those people that eat 3 donuts, wake up in the morning, don't work out. They're just long and lanky and skinny.
My girlfriend growing up, literally every day, she'd eat McDonald's, she'd eat donuts, she'd eat ice cream. And I'm just like sitting there with like a piece of lettuce and like a piece of ham. Like, you know what I mean? And then she's had 3 kids. And she's literally still this. I'm like,
really?
So it's like, you can't be hard on yourself. It's a lot of it is genetic, I think. And obviously,
for sure.
Some of it is, the way you eat and the way you. But it is harder for some women, like genetically, to be this.
Agree.
A lot harder. So, give yourself grace.
I mean, give yourself grace. And then, you know what? Thank goodness for the Kardashians because they made it okay for people to have some curves.
Yes. Do you remember like 90s what was in? Like the Lindsay Lohan when she was like with her clavicle and like I'm gonna never forget this picture of what was her name? Nicole Richie running on the beach and she looked like a skeleton who they draped skin over. And I'm not body shaming her. I'm just saying she was very thin. And I remember everyone at the time going like,
she looks great.
It's fashion, like it's so fashionable.
Yeah.
And it was so, and like Kate Moss, like so wavy and
Twiggy, way a long time ago before my time even was Twiggy. And I think a lot of people will go after an ideal trend of beauty and then start to try to look like that when that's not their body.
I knew I did. I was in high school and I was already so ugly and I was just trying to be so skinny and I would barely eat and I remember counting calories and I remember
still like that, right?
Keeping a food journal. Oh my God, are you? Is that why you're in shape? I used to eat like boiled chicken with like broccoli with like nothing on it. Like what a life. Miserable.
We had these diets. My bestie and I would put together these crazy diets with like, you can have half a pickle, 1 egg, 1/2 cup of black coffee, and like, try to lose weight.
Every day.
Looking back on it, it wasn't like
no, it was horrible.
There was no problem, but it's just a perceived problem, like But anyway, I saw you posted something about high school and being teased.
I was so ugly in high school, you guys. Okay, so
Me too.
You were?
Yeah.
I want to see.
I was highly unpopular, except for me and my best friend. We're still best friends.
I had my best friend too, and she's still my best friend. That saved me, I think. That saved me. Having one friend that sticks up for you and you stick up for each other and like that's your rock. And we hated everyone. And
shout out, Baitzad.
Yeah, and Neena, I love you. Yeah, so like it's kind of crazy because I had TMJ and then I developed an underbite. as I got older, it grew. My chin, my bottom jaw kept growing and my top jaw stopped growing. So I looked kind of like a bulldog. If I put my teeth together, my bottom teeth were in front of my top teeth. And so when I went to get braces, the was it orthodontist surgeon said, we're going to do your braces, but then you need jaw surgery because your jaw, even if we give you braces, your bottom teeth are in front of your top teeth. This isn't going to work. You're going to eventually lose your teeth. They're pushing. My top teeth were loose from my bottom teeth. We're going like this, pushing on them. And so I was in high school, literally 16 years old, and I had to get my jaw broken. And if you look up jaw surgery, it's brutal. Fucking horrible. And you're swollen for like 2 years. I mean, I didn't even know what to expect. First of all, my jaw was so fucking busted. Can I curse on here? I'm already cursing. Yeah. Sorry, you can bleep me out.
We already broke the thing with Brandy. Brandy already cussed.
So they had to literally break my whole bottom jaw, push it back, put metal screws in here, and then wire your mouth shut so you can't open your mouth for like 8 months.
8 months?
Months, because my jaw surgery was so severe. I remember when I got out, my face was this big and they had the betadine all around my mouth. So it looked like I just stuffed shit in my mouth and was eating shit, and just my face was this big. My head looked Elephant Man. I was so swollen. My dad still has the photos. I don't know if he can send them. They're terrifying. I look like an Elephant Man. And crazy. I was crying and I couldn't breathe, and my nose was like pushed up from them, changing all the bones in my face. And they were like, you were one of our hardest cases. And so I had to go, and then I couldn't miss school. So I was out of school for like 4 weeks, resting and recovering from this insane surgery. But after 4 weeks, your face is not going to go back to normal. It took actually 2 years for my face to stop being puffy. I looked like a chipmunk. So after like 4 or 5 weeks, they were like, okay, she needs to come back to school. Like, she can come to school, and like if she doesn't feel good, she can leave. But I couldn't eat physically. I had to drink everything through a straw. And my teeth were like this. So I just had to drink protein shakes and talk like this. And there's wires holding my jaw shut, so I couldn't open my mouth so everything could heal. You guys, it was fucking hell. I mean, I got so skinny. But my face
there was this silver lining.
Huge, so it didn't matter how skinny I got. And then my dad, like, you can only drink so many protein shakes and you start to feel sick. You're like, ugh. And plus, like, I'm like a little bit lactose intolerant, so this was getting like hellish. And my dad came home one day and he's like, I got you McDonald's. And I was like, yay. And then he put it all in a blender and blended it up and was like, here, you can drink it through a straw. And I was like, like I couldn't even try it. It was disgusting. So yeah, so 8 months of drinking just like Premier Protein and like all these health drinks and like liquids like chicken broth and whatever, right?
Crazy.
So then I didn't. So this was like during my proms. Like I didn't get asked to either prom. No one wanted to hang out with me. Everyone was like, oh my God, monster. Like it was horrible. I mean, I really looked bad. And then by the time I graduated, my face just started to go down because I got the surgery when I was in like 10th grade. So by 12th grade, like my face just was starting to like be less swollen. But I swear it took like 2 years. I mean, I relate to like Kanye West Through the Wire, where he talks about where he got shot in the face and his jaw was wired shut. And he's like, through the wire. I was like, oh, I know what that's like, Kanye. Yeah. I know what that's like, not getting shot, but like having to not be able to, like I had to talk to people like this.
That is so brutal.
Entire year.
And they weren't nice about it. They weren't kind about it.
They were like, they all called me plastic face because they thought I had plastic surgery. They thought that my parents, middle class people, would pay for my ass to have plastic surgery. Are you fucking kidding me? Hell no. My parents like went with like the fucking bargain, insurance orthodontist. He did a great job. Orthodontic surgeon or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, so. No, but like insurance covered it because it's like a real medical condition, And I see people go through it, who have like the like long chin, and it still didn't even make my chin that much shorter. I thought it would, but anyway, it was a nightmare. It was hell, and I used to get bullied, and it's like I saw the
and
funny.
then now you've blossomed into
It's
this
so
stunning,
weird.
gorgeous
I have all
woman.
these people from high school that message me and they're like, "You look really different. Like you look great." Like they try to be my friend. I'm like, "Fuck you! I remember what you said about me. Like frizzy hair and big nose and like my teeth and my jaw. And like you would make fun of me and call me a witch and all kinds of shit. I mean, they were awful.
Yeah.
I saw TikTok about it the other day. It was kind of funny. It was like, I don't get bullying. Like, why are you mad that I'm ugly?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
How funny is that? Like, it's so true. Like, why are you mad? You're not the ugly one.
Right,
why are you fucking mad? It's me. Don't be fucking a dick. Like, I am the one that has to walk around with my fucking Joker face and my fucking messed up teeth. Like, why are you mad, you know? But hey, look at me. I married fucking Tommy Lee.
Yeah, there you go.
So dreams do come true.
Hey, oh, Neena's like, yeah, shout out. Shout out to Tommy Lee.
Neena says, I'm beautiful. I don't need any surgery. I'm gorgeous.
But one of the things that happens with bullying is there's two sides to it, I feel like. When somebody gets bullied and they're in a bad place in life and feel insecure, they get hit by it a lot harder.
Yeah.
And the person who's bullying sometimes doesn't even realize that what they said was
so
that
hurtful.
painful. Because I'm still friends with my high school friends that I felt bullied by.
Yeah.
And, you know, because I'm doing well, they're like, she's my friend. She's my friend. I know her. We've known each other forever. And there's that.
And
but then
so
there's
nice,
also
you know? Like,
if once in a while I bring up, oh yeah, remember when, you know, you said this or whatever, and they have zero recollection of that. and or didn't mean it that way. And so part of it is that when you're not in a great place, you take everything totally differently and you're much more sensitive than you do when you're in a good place.
Oh, no, these people were specifically mean to me. Like, this was not something that I could have mistook. They would steal my books and draw witch all over them, witch face, plastic face. No, they would specifically be really awful to me. They were torturous.
Who are they? Because we are going to beat them up.
I don't even care about them anymore. They literally, like, one of the girls at the end of high school wrote me a letter and just slipped it in my locker and never talked to my face about it. But she was like, we were really awful to you. And I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't want to do it, but everyone else was doing it. And I wanted to write you a letter and let you know that I know you're funny and cool. And like, that this was really mean, and she did that, and I won't forget that. I remember that too. So, but fuck them, they were dicks. I don't know what their deal was. Like,
I have to say, I don't think I bullied any. I have to say, I don't think there was anybody that, like, if you start being introspective and see, did you also do stuff like that to anyone else? It's not my style. Like,
no, I was friends with all like the rejects that like no one wanted to be friends with. I was friends with like the kids who wore like goth shit and like you thought we were gonna like you thought they were like awful people or just dark or weird or whatever. Like the kids that wore like Hot Topic shirts that like, you know, don't come too close, I bite. Like I was nice to those kids, you know what I mean? I was friends with those kids.
No, I think it does make you stronger though, but I wonder if as you grow up you don't always feel that little need to prove yourself to somebody, or like, you know, once that happens to you where you got bullied or teased, that you are always sort of having that as a slingshot for you to like push you forward almost, or you know,
I feel like I'm permanently scarred and like
I
mean, I permanently will always think I'm ugly. And that's part of the problem because I remember it all so well and I remember what I looked like. And so in my situation, I feel like I always have a very low self-esteem. And that's why I'm always like coming to see you and like trying to get, can you do this? Can you do that? Like, because I feel like that made such a big impact on me that like, it's like, I just keep trying to hide it. You know what I mean? Almost. It's like, I don't know. I've heard this also from people who have been really heavy and then they've lost the weight and they're like, I still feel like that heavy girl inside. And like, it's almost like it never changes the way your insecurity. You always remember, like, I'm still that girl with the fucking big jaw and the crooked teeth. You know what I mean? Inside.
I think those things do have deep formative emotional scars. They're during your formative years and they leave emotional scars. And it takes a lot of work to try to like reason your way out of it. But that is one stage of your life, I think, where you're just so impressionable in a way, and things hurt so much. And it's before you put your guard up, before you can use logic and all that. So I do think it stays with you. I do think that stays with people.
It does. It really does.
I want to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
One, what is your definition of beauty?
That's a loaded question. I mean, I could be like really fake and be like, beauty is who you are on the inside. But like, no, it's not. For me, I love a symmetrical face.
Shallow beach.
But I'm not shallow. I'm just being real. Like, if you have like, beauty to me is, okay, because I'm like, don't want to be like, I'm not Miss America, okay? I'm not going to fucking lie to you guys. And beauty is who you are if you have a good soul. No, okay, whatever. Doesn't make you pretty. You can still be ugly and have a good soul, okay? I'm not going to fucking sugarcoat it, all right? I'm not going to lie to people on the internet. You're beautiful. Like all those people, like some people are not beautiful. That's fine, okay? You can fix it. That's what you're here, okay?
That's what I'm here for.
I fixed it and you can fix it and fucking I don't care. And like, I don't get beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so like
tell us.
Beauty to me is, I mean, obviously, yes, being a good person's a big part of it. Because if you're a bitch.
See, now you're getting all deep.
No. If you're a bitch,
you see,
it
you're
makes
backtracking.
you ugly. If you're a bitch, you're fucking ugly. I don't care how pretty you are. If you're a fucking bitch, you're ugly. If you're nice and you have a nice symmetrical face, a little bronze skin, you know, like healthy glow, look healthy, carry good energy, like beautiful, long, like thick hair, like that's beautiful to me. You know, like when a girl walks by me and she's got like a healthy glow and a smile on her face and she's like radiating positive energy and just looks bomb and like the boobs are on point and the butt's on point and like the outfit's on point and her just whole vibe is on point. That's beautiful to me. Like, you know, not like if that same girl walked by and she was just giving me a stink face, I'd be like ugly, hideous, horrible, because it's not attractive to be mean. Yep.
I see patients and I see models and actresses and all these people here
have gross attitudes,
and some of them are gorgeous. And then after you get to know them a little bit, some of that beauty, like that shine, comes off of them with the, if they're sassy personality or rude, but and then or entitled, that kind of thing. And then there's the people that are just all of everything. They're just gorgeous, like you, and they have a great personality, and they're funny, and they're smart, and they're just like really easy to be around. You just look forward. You see that their name's on the door, and you're like, "Yay! I get to see so-and-so today."
So, guys, you can be you too. It can be you. I mean, I'm literally saying this. Like, I think.
I'm going to take all the credit for her stunning beauty.
No, but you remember that show, The Swan? Like, they would literally, like, take these people who were, like, hated their faces and bodies, and they would, like, give them makeovers. And, like, I mean, honestly, I feel like anyone can have a makeover. I don't think anyone is permanently ugly. Like, you can literally have any person come in here and figure out what you need to do to make them feel good about themselves and, like, look aesthetically whatever, better. Like, I don't know.
It's true. And I think, we're going to get better and better at anti-aging, and we're going to have systemic anti-aging. We're going to have better and better procedures to make people look better. And we are going to start to really look at the inside of people.
Whoa.
Personality, intelligence, character, all that stuff, because we know that everything on the surface is changeable. And we're not there yet, but that technology is coming. And I think that one that comes about, it's not about who's young and who's not, because we can, I think, tweak nature to make us all have young, vibrant bodies and faces. And then it's going to be about what are you like? What's your character? What's your personality? What are your values? And then that's like true. Yeah. To me, that's true. I mean, beauty is true too. I admire beauty, just not in people, because, as I look at people, I really do appreciate beauty, but in nature and in, everything, furniture, clothing, like all that stuff. So an appreciation of beauty is something all humans have. And I think it is something important. And we can't try to blackball it like, that shouldn't be important at all.
Right.
Because obviously
it matters. And I don't care who says it doesn't matter. They try to be like, again, like so woke. They're like, well, like I'm not going to be, stereotyped by a beauty standard. Like I think everybody on the inside secretly is like, okay, yeah, I think this is rad and this, and like wants to feel good about themselves, so.
I want to ask you, what inspires you?
That's interesting.
Is there a person or...
I think that when I used to do my comedy videos, I was always inspired by like making people laugh. And that brought me a lot of joy and entertaining people.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older and I start to think about life too much, which I've been doing in my older age, not older age, but as I've grown up. I'm growing up.
In the ripe old age of 35.
As I'm growing up, I'm starting to like think about life too much. And I'm kind of like, I get a little depressive and I'm like a what's the point kind of person of everything. You know what I mean? Like we're all going to be dead one day. No one cares. You know what I mean? As I got a little bleak.
Okay, but we were looking for something that inspires you.
I know. I'm trying to get there. I'm getting there. So what inspires me now is the fact that I have this life and I don't know what's after this. And so I have to cherish every single day that I wake up and that I feel good, because I don't have a lot of days that I feel good. So it inspires me when I feel good to really just take in the day, whether it be really looking at the sky or really smelling like the smells in the air, or like just really appreciating every second with my dog, or really just like, just enjoying life, like eating and touching and seeing and that kind of thing. That inspires me because I'm not going to be here forever. None of us are. And so I really, I think about life a lot, and when I feel good and have a really good day, I'll just sit there and be like, if I eat a sandwich, I'll eat it really slowly and just take in
and taste everybody
and be like, wow, like I'm getting to eat this sandwich. This is so cool. Like I'm not going to get to eat sandwiches forever.
It's like gratitude.
It's gratitude. And so that inspires me. That's what inspires me is when I have a day where I really wake up feeling great and I'm so grateful for it. And I'm like, wow, I'm so lucky to be here and get to have this macaroni and cheese and get to have my dogs and get to have I'm a weirdo, but like I think about that a lot, I don't know.
What about, do you have a quote that you love, like an inspirational quote?
My favorite quote, is it like have to be a famous quote?
Doesn't have to be a
Chicken and the corn and the corn game. The Tik Tok. My favorite thing would be like,
it doesn't have to be famous. It doesn't have to be anything. It can be one you made up.
I would say like, do unto others as you wish others would do unto you. My dad used to say that to me all the time growing up. And it's so true. Like even in my life right now, like I open doors for people. Sometimes they don't say thank you. I smile at people. We just went back to Philadelphia for my brother's baby's baptism. And the energy there is very different than here. Whereas like you're walking down the street here and you'll be like, hi. Someone will say hi back. Philadelphia, you're like, hi. And they're just, Really? Yeah, a lot of people, they call it the city of brotherly love, but that is not what it is. It's very different. And like I was really offended by it at first, and then I was like, no, I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing this because this is who I am. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I just believe in like being as nice as you can to people, because you never know like what someone else is going through. What I mean? Like don't bring if you're even having a bad day, don't like bring your shitty energy to like the grocery store, or like, take it out on someone who's you're ordering your drink from or something, because that's not their fault,
Agree.
So I would say do unto others as you wish others would do unto you.
All right, spin the wheel. Let's see what we got here. Derm definitions.
Oh, great. This is a quiz? Oh, I didn't know we were doing quizzes. Oh, boy.
All right. You're not really expected to know what it means, but I want you to take a good guess at what this word means. Notalgia paresthetica.
Paresthetica, like notalgia paresthetica? Is that like I'm trying to think of the word paresthetica. Sounds like parasite. Is it or like something superficial? Is it like, I don't know, like a nodule on someone, like a skin what's the skin tab? What are they called? Those little pieces?
Skin tag?
Skin tag, yeah.
That's an acrocordon.
Oh boy. Why do they have like names from like the other world?
Okay.
That's an agrodomdom. Like you're like, why can't it just be called a skin tag? Yeah, why does it gotta be like
why does it have to be that way? Like, that's a very good question. I don't know why dermatology is like that.
Just give it a normal name. Call it a fucking skin tag.
Yeah.
No.
And then there's one more.
Boy.
Why don't we go to the next?
Tell me what it was.
Oh, notalgia paresthetica is a little patch in the middle upper back that is caused by pinched nerves. So notalgia, algia means pain or sensation, and paresthetica means like it's a paresthesia, means that you think it that you have a rash there. You think there's something there, but there's nothing there.
So it's a nerve thing.
It's just
it's
a
under
little
the skin.
pinch sensory nerve.
And people scratch it.
And then they end
Ooh.
up with a little round patch of what they called like amyloid deposits.
How do you treat that?
We give capsaicin, which is
capsaicin's like I know. Yeah, pepper. Yeah,
and they put that on every day for 7 days, and then dropped it twice a week.
And it goes
so
away.
So if you're constantly rubbing your back against the door jamb or whatever, then there's nothing there. It's like a little pinch sensory nerve that comes over the scapula.
Whoa.
And it causes notalgia paresthetica.
Whoa. All right.
Okay, next one. Let's do a different one.
Learn a new thing every day. Okay. Oh my God.
Oh no! Dermatology. Okay, that's enough of that.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's fashion trends.
Okay, fashion trends.
Okay, fashion trends. Fashion trends.
Excuse me, it's not COVID.
Thank goodness.
Okay.
I know, you can't
I
cough.
got tested yesterday. I love it.
Okay, wear it or tear it. Ooh, I'm going to guess your answer. Okay. Velvet tracksuit.
A velvet tracksuit? Ugh. No.
Okay.
Tear it.
Tear it.
Gross.
Trucker
I'm
hat.
like, what is this, 2009 or 1999? Trucker hat again, 1999. Okay. What is going on? These are literally all like, this is like Juicy Couture, Von Dutch hats. Like they're trying to bring them back. No, dude, they had their day. We are not doing that. I'm not paying $90 for a Von Dutch hat. Get the fuck out of here. I remember when they couldn't give those things away. Okay. No.
Okay. So that's her answer.
Yeah. No. Hell no. And then Forever 21 bought Juicy Couture.
Oh, they did?
And they were like putting Juicy on everything. I'm like, listen.
Do you guys remember when Juicy sweatpants were the uniform?
Girl, nightmare. I never bought it. Okay. It's ugly, tacky. Never was into it. They would wear the Juicy sweatpants with the Ugg boots and the Von Dutch hat and the big Von Dutch bowling bag. What the fuck kind of outfit was that? I'm telling you, we were on crack in the 90s, okay? Because people were like, oh my God, I'm so skinny. I can wear anything. Like, so they thought it looked good, but it's like, no, does it look good or are you just skinny? You're just skinny. So the outfit's not cool. Like, it's horrible.
I had Juicy Couture sweatpants and sweatshirts of every color.
I feel because you're that person though. You have like a great body.
If I wasn't at work, I was in my Juicy Couture.
Yeah, because you have a great body, and also they were cozy. It was like a cozy thing, you know.
But you know what? No, not a fashion statement.
No, we're not bringing that shit back.
In fact, one time I dressed up in a Juicy Couture velour sweatpants and top, and it had fur line, and I went trick or treating with the kids, and then they said, "What are you dressed as?" And I'm like, a Calabasas housewife.
That's hilarious. They were like, you
the
nailed
people
it.
did not like it.
Oh my God.
The people were not amused.
They weren't. Ew.
No, they were not amused.
Boring.
Okay, how about leather jacket?
I mean, a leather jacket's cool. I mean, here's the thing. I am very like animal friendly, and so I'm starting to like shy away from leather. Mm-hmm. And I'm loving companies like there's this company called Telfar that's might be saying it wrong, but they're making like, you know, organic leather that feels like real vegan leather that's
which
not
is just
made
vinyl, you guys.
of real leather, and it feels like it though. And you know, Stella McCartney's done it for a while and that kind of thing. So I'm kind of just starting to go down that route because I just feel so fucking bad for the animals. I'm even trying to eat less meat. I'm trying to like not eat meat, even though I get anemic. I'm like really trying to just not. I'm trying to eat the you know, Beyond Meat, that kind of thing, because I just feel so bad. You know, I love animals so much, and everything has a soul and feelings, in my opinion. So I'm just like like I can't think about it. You know, it's so yeah. Leather jackets, love a leather jacket. Love how it gets like worn over time and it gets all like, but then you're like wearing skin.
I mean, honestly, you know, you stop eating beef because cows probably have personality, but I have 3 chickens and they have no personality.
They don't.
You can keep eating chicken.
Yeah, chickens are kind of dumbasses, huh? They're just yeah, that can be the screen grab. Just kidding.
They are not.
Dead. Kill myself.
Anyway, I don't want to talk trash about my chickens, but I'm just saying, like, they're not like
eggs?
Something you connect with.
You just have eggs, right?
Yeah, we get the eggs, and I mean, they're it's cool, but like you don't get that connection like you do with your dogs, for example.
I had a duck. Ducks are really cool.
Yeah.
If you hatch a duck, I hatched a duck from an egg.
Yeah.
They're fucking rad. Like my duck, his name was Huey. He was cool, like, because they think you're their mother when they first see you, so they imprint on you, and so they just follow you everywhere, and they're just kind of like, meh. And then they're like really sweet, and they have personalities. Ducks, they really do, and they'll come and they'll lay their head on you and like pet them. And then my duck, like I did this in my apartment in West Hollywood when I was like 20 24. And then my landlord found out when it started like quacking all the time. And she was like, do you have a fucking duck? I ordered an incubator and fertilized eggs off of eBay and did this shit in my apartment. Okay. My little tiny apartment. And she was like, you cannot have a fucking duck in your apartment. And I was like, God damn it. And Huey was only like a couple months old and he was so rabid. He was shitting everywhere. It's true. I was just like following him with like a Swiffer. So then I called this lady who had like a farm like right outside of the valley, and she raised ducks and chickens and not for eating, just for life, you know, and they just lived there. And so I brought Huey to her, but it was really sad. But he would follow me around like little feet. Like they love you.
They think you're their mama.
They think you're their mom. Yeah. So
okay.
ducks are cool. Don't
one
eat
more
ducks.
fashion question.
Yeah.
What about Kim Kardashian's Met Gala look?
I'm like, how did she breathe? I would have had a panic attack. That looked scary. Like I can't have my face covered. Like I'm already struggling enough with the masks. Like I wear my mask all the time and I have anxiety with breathing and stuff. Like, I mean, like, I don't even know what you're supposed to do at the Met Gala. People are so fucking crazy, and like, I will never be invited, so I can't talk shit on an outfit because I would never even be invited.
How do you know you're not going to be invited?
I'll never be invited. We all know that, but that's okay. I mean, honestly, for her, I was looking at it more like as soon as I saw her in that, the hands covered, the legs covered, the feet covered, the face covered,
and
I was
the
like,
shoes.
oh, no. I would be having a full on kerfluffle. Like, I would be messed up. I would be like, I can't do this. I'd be ripping it off.
I'd be like,
air. I need oxygen. Like, that would be my Met Gala breakdown. Like, I would be literally like ripping off my mask, having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Although I will say it was kind of funny that like I follow her makeup artist and he did her makeup for the Met Gala.
That came up too.
And then her whole face was covered. And I was like, kind of like, well, maybe she was afraid she was going to like need oxygen and have to take her mask off. I don't know. It was kind of funny though, because he was like, check out the makeup I did for her Met Gala look. And then it was just like, then the next picture was just like covered.
Nothing.
Like,
yeah. I mean, I was thinking about that. I was wondering maybe because she dressed up afterward and wore something else.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Afterward, or maybe just in case, like you said, she got like choky underneath that thing, got crazy, like got sick of it, and she just wanted to pull it off, and she didn't have full makeup.
I feel like maybe that's what it was. You know, a lot of people talk.
I feel like it'd be hard to keep your lashes on under there.
Yeah,
I wasn't trying to
no
talk bad about her. I just think it's like such a dramatic look and so interesting, and obviously uncomfortable looking.
I wouldn't be able to do it. More power to her. If she has that kind of like confidence and can breathe fine, like that's amazing. Because I looked at it and I was like, no, that's a panic attack in a bag. That's what that is. Yeah.
But those Kardashians, they're very smart.
I mean, they're good business people. You can't hate on them because they've literally made millions and millions of dollars. And, you know, I met Courtney recently. She was really nice to me. And I've met Kim before. She was also very nice to me. And they're all just like, I've never had anyone be mean. Their mom is so nice, Chris. She's like really like, I like would want her to be my mom. She literally is like the most like nice, kind, like really just has good energy. You know, you meet someone and they have like a really very good energy. She has a very, very, very good energy. They're lucky to have her as a mom.
I love it.
Like, I would love to have like a mom like that, you know, where like the energy is just like, oh, they just love, you can tell she loves her kids so much. You know what I mean? And I mean, look what she did. She like built an empire for them with them, you know?
Reproducible.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean,
Thank you so much, Brittany, for coming.
Thanks for having us. Say thanks, Neena.
I love you are so funny and so real. It was so fun to have you.
I loved being here. And you guys can watch, I'm in a show on Amazon Prime called Paradise City. That's out right now on Amazon Prime. I'm in a movie coming out, I don't know, probably next year called Good Morning. And I did a new series, a new it's not a web series. They're trying to sell it. But I just did a show called PBC. And I'm one of the main characters on that. And that hopefully will get sold within the year. And so there's lots of crazy stuff coming out. But in the meantime, you can follow my shenanigans on Instagram, just at Brittany Furlan and at Neena the Weena dog.
And don't forget to follow her on TikTok as well.
Oh my God, my TikTok. It's ridiculous.
At Brittany Furlan.
Yay. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Bye, babies.